Hi everyone, it's Alex from Risk Academy, and in this video I want to talk about KRIs, key risk indicators. What are they? Are they useful? And I wanted to start by saying KRIs, I think, is the perfect example in trying to understand what is wrong with risk management profession. This is just, I think, the quintessence of what is so fundamentally flawed about risk management as a discipline. Because KRIs is an example of risk managers being lazy. Lazy and introverted. Instead of researching and speaking to other fields of management science and understanding that KRI is actually just a leading indicator that performance management has been using for I don't know, a century, risk managers, I'm guessing consultants, let's blame Big Four because they come up with most of the nonsense in the risk management world anyway. Risk consultants came up with this new, completely artificial, superfluous concept of KRIs. Instead of going back to the performance management guys, to the professionals that have been using and doing that for decades and decades, and saying to them, can we find common ground? Can we maybe change your approach to leading indicators a bit? Can we tweak what you have successfully had for decades, and can we make it useful for risk management? No, no, no. They went ahead and created completely new artificial concept called key risk indicators, which is absolute nonsense, because it's basically just a leading indicator, key leading indicator, just a normal KPI. I mean, it's in the sense it's how KPIs should have been created, because it allows you to forecast changes in something, as opposed to lagging indicators where you're just kind of observing a fact and you're trying to make some conclusions from that. So key risk indicators, and that there are so many examples like that. When, for example, risk appetite is one of those examples. Instead of going to management disciplines, to management textbooks, management practical implementations, and trying to figure out what are the existing documents, existing processes that we can tweak a little bit to make them risk-based, risk managers, or let's not blame risk managers, let's call it for what it is, risk consultants went ahead and created this completely artificial, unnecessary concepts, and now we have to pretend that KRIs is a useful concepts. And God, how many requests I have and questions I have. How do you calculate KRIs? How do you create KRIs? Which is so silly. I mean, just open your textbook on leading indicators and it's exactly the same thing. And instead of objective, you can connect it to risk if you ever needed that, because there are so many better ways of integrating risk management into performance management anyway, and into monitoring and decision making anyway. So this KRI idea is a pretty obvious red flag. When an organization kind of really spends effort and spends resources on trying to document, implement, create KRIs, it's a pretty good sign that they are very much entrenched in risk management and they're not helping the decision makers make better decisions. So I hope you avoid traps like that. Just keep in mind, whenever there is a word risk in the title of something, of some sort of concept, the chances are it's risk management 1, which means instead of taking something existing and making it risk-based, making it better, somebody decided to take a lazy route, the lazy option, and just duplicate and create something on top of existing processes. Not a good thing. If you want to hear more videos and more views like that, like, subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you next. Thanks.